I started lying about a disability, and now everyone's mad. Here's why. I lost my eye years ago. It wasn't some heroic story. No car chase. No brave sacrifice. It was an accident. Painful. Traumatic. And honestly, it's something I don't enjoy talking about. At first, I assumed people would understand that. You know. See the eye patch. Notice the glass eye. And then, mind their business. But that's not what happened. Ever since I lost my eye, people feel weirdly entitled to the story. Not doctors. Not close friends. Strangers. Coworkers. People I just met 5 minutes ago. They see my face, their eyes flick to my missing eye. And then it starts. How did it happen? Did it hurt? Can you still see? Do you take it out to clean it? The first few times, I tried answering honestly. I thought that was the right thing to do. Be open. Be polite. Educate people. I didn't realize how exhausting it would become. Every honest answer turned into a follow-up interview. How long were you in the hospital? Can I see it? Wow, I'd kill myself if that happened to me. Every conversation dragged me straight back into one of the worst moments of my life. I've spent years trying to move past it. And everyone's curiosity kept pulling me back. Some people looked horrified. Some stared and didn't even try to hide it. Some asked more and more questions, like they were watching a medical documentary. Not talking to a real person. It started happening everywhere. At work. At parties. At the grocery store. On dates. There was one time a girl on a first date literally reached toward my face and said, "Can I touch it?" No hi. No small talk. Just straight to the disability. I'd started dreading new interactions. Not because I was ashamed. But because I knew what came next. Another explanation. Another retelling. Another emotional landmine I had to walk through just so someone else could satisfy their curiosity. Eventually, I hit a wall. I couldn't do it anymore. So, I stopped telling the truth. Instead, I started making up ridiculous stories. Sometimes I say I lost it in a sword fight. Sometimes I say it was a shark attack on vacation. Once, I told someone it was a freak pogo stick accident involving a squirrel and a firework. And the reactions were immediate. And completely different. People laughed. They made jokes. They called me badass or insane. They stopped asking questions. For the first time in a long time. The conversation moved on. No pity. No interrogation. No, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," followed by 20 more questions. Just, normal interaction. And honestly? That felt like relief. I wasn't doing it for attention. I wasn't mocking trauma. I was just trying to protect myself from constantly reliving mine. So this became my thing. If you're close to me, you know the real story. But if you're a random coworker, or someone I'll probably never see again, you get the shark attack version. Or the sword fight. Or whatever my brain comes up with that day. Most people loved it. They'd laugh. Make a quick comment. And then we'd talk about something else. And for a while, it worked. Then it blew up in my face. The problem started at work. I'd recently joined a new team. New people, new questions. At lunch one day, someone finally asked, "So what happened to your eye?" I checked who was around. Coworkers. People I barely knew. No one I'd ever call in an emergency. So I went with the story. I said, deadpan, "I lost it during an underground sword fighting tournament. Don't mess with me." Everyone laughed. Someone joked about me being a secret pirate. I thought we were done. What I didn't realize was that one of those coworkers was recording a little funny work moment on their phone for TikTok or Snapchat or whatever. They posted it. People at work started sharing it. So apparently OP lost his eye in a sword fight, LMAO. A few days later, a different coworker pulled me aside. She has a prosthetic leg. We'd bonded a little over how annoying stairs are. She looked serious and said, "Hey, I saw that video going around. The sword fight story." I shrugged and said, "Yeah, people won't stop asking, so I just make up stuff." I expected her to laugh. Instead, she frowned. She told me, "Look, I get that you're tired of people being weird. I am too, but joking about how you lost your eye like it was some quirky action scene, it can come across like you're making light of serious injuries. Some people don't have the option to turn their trauma into a punchline." That stung. Because I am one of those people. I told her that. I told her the real story. How painful it was. How much I hated talking about it. She softened a little. But she still said, "Maybe just set boundaries instead of lying. You shouldn't have to entertain people." I went home that night and thought about it. A lot. From my perspective, I wasn't mocking disability. I was trying to survive the constant, invasive curiosity. But from the outside, I could see how it might look. Then things got worse. A week later, my family found out. My cousin was at a party with one of my coworkers. They pulled up the video. Showed my sword fight story. Someone recognized me. So now my family chat is blowing up. Why are you lying about your eye? Do you think that's funny? Are you mocking people with real disabilities? My mom called me and said I was being disrespectful to people who actually suffer. I pointed out that I lost an eye. That I do actually suffer. She said, yeah, but you're making jokes about it like it's nothing. That's not what serious injuries are for. You're trivializing people's trauma. My sister chimed in too. She said that if people are asking, I owe them the truth. And that lying makes me an asshole because disability isn't a costume or a bit. I tried to explain. I told them how exhausting it is. How I have to deal with the same questions over and over. How people think my body is a public conversation starter. I said, I'm not doing this to disrespect anyone. I'm doing it so I don't have to bleed out my personal life for every stranger who's curious. They didn't care. To them, the moment I started making up funny stories, I became the villain. My mom said, if you don't want to talk about it, just say no, you don't have to lie. And here's the thing. I've tried that. I've tried saying, I'd rather not talk about it. You know what people do? They push harder. Oh, come on, it can't be that bad. Did you do something stupid? You can't just say that and not tell us. Silence invites more questions. Honesty invites pity and interrogation. Humor is the only thing that reliably ends the conversation. So now I'm stuck between, lying makes you an asshole. And, your body is public property and you owe us answers. I didn't choose this. I didn't wake up one day and decide to become everyone's trauma Q&A. But somehow, it feels like my job now is to manage their comfort. Not my own. So I took the question online. What would you have done?